As I say every single Monday morning, it is a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. It's been a morning. I'll talk to you guys about that. This is your weekly Monday morning show where we sit back, relax, enjoy a nice hot cup of brew, or maybe you're a cold brew kind of guy. Let me know. First sip. Feels so good. And we talk about the news. I'm in the news today. So I'll talk about that for sure. Once again, if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. It's probably gonna be a short show. My morning was just like thrown for a loop, and I still got like adulting to do today. So there's that. We'll definitely gonna talk about the Haslab. Definitely want to bring that up, see where they're at there. And is there anything else that I want to like? I guess so. I guess there's other things I can talk about. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. All right. Got my notes ready, all that fun stuff. Again, I'm like thrown for a loop. So, today I wake up and I am like, oh, I'm in a good mood. We are 30 days. By the way, it's still happening. We are 30 days from our wedding officially. I'm like, Comic-Con is this week. It's going to be a good week. I've never been so far ahead of the game, ahead of the curve when it comes to my cosplay as I am currently. So it's like, today's a good day. Jump on YouTube and I see like this notification through the app, and I was like, that's weird. Click on it, it goes away. I was like, all right. I schedule this show and I click the button to monetize the stream, and we are demonetized. We are officially demonetized. So I thought it was a mistake. I was like, this must be an error. I hit refresh. Boom. Nerd affiliated, youtube.com/nerd affiliated. I'm sorry, I didn't even change screens here. And let me bring back up the hang on. I realize I don't have the overlays up, and I apologize for that. The chat's there. Where's the other one? I'm missing like the main overlay. Oh, here it is. So yeah, YouTube says that we're demonetized and we are to submit an appeal. So the reason I was late for this stream is, unlike usual, there was no technical difficulties. I was merely submitting my appeal for being demonetized. It's crazy. Now the channel this is going to be a different kind of episode, I think. The channel as a whole has changed a lot over the last year. And part of that has been due to the various strikes. So because of the writer strike, because of the actor strike, we mainly talk about toy news, talk to a lot of you guys about, as one of the cats takes a dump behind me. Talk about toy news, and we talk about like, oh, this actor did this actress did that kind of thing. So we haven't been using or reacting to trailers, to movies, to TV shows. We've done nothing of the sort. So it's weird that we get demonetized with 0 copyright strikes, and the reason being is reuse. So we got demonetized for essentially repurposing other content as our own, and done so. So I submitted the appeal. See what they say. Again, as the cat takes a nice dump behind me. I don't know if you can hear the litter box. We submitted the appeal, and we'll see what happens there. Now, I was thinking this morning, should I take the approach of like a lawsuit where like the person's like, I will not talk about the lawsuit until litigation has completed and we've moved on. Should I take that route? But it's not my character to do so. Sorry, I haven't really reacted to everybody in the chat yet, but T3 says, I got a notification saying channel memberships were paused, so is that why? Oh, pause for my channel or pause for yours? So I want to talk about it. First thing I will say for mine, okay. If you can, visit us over at Twitch, visit us at Kick, Nerd Affiliated on both of those, and hit subscribe. I'll say that. I'm not leaving YouTube. I love YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. But this channel, we don't make a lot on the channel, right? We make enough to get each of us a beer, we'll say. And I have aspirations, all of you have aspirations to eventually make YouTube more than that, more than enough money to buy a beer, to buy coffee, that kind of thing. And it's scary to think that you could wake up, and I've seen it happen to others, but usually when they're doing like real risque things, but it's a scary thing to wake up and all of a sudden your income's just cut off. Like your source of income is just cut off. And it's not because you did anything. You're not laid off, right? You're not fired. But it's just, they're just like, we're turning the well off. But also, if you want to keep making content, please, by all means, keep uploading it. It's just weird, man. It's weird. I don't know if as creators, we should, like, band together against something like this where, you know, they shouldn't have the ability to just cut you off without reason, without warning. Like, I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know if that's something we should do. At the end of the day, this is, you know, people view YouTube and social media as just like social media, like something to do. But there are people who make like a living on it. And it's possible, and you can do it. And for some people, it's like part-time job money. Like you can get that far. Or, like I said, you can be like us, small time, where it's just a coffee or a beer. But it's just, it's just messed up. It's one of those where it's just messed up, where they just shut the lights off on you, and nothing you can do. So, I'm happy that this happened at this stage where I can make course corrections, do revisions to make sure it doesn't happen again. Although we're still not really told what we did to merit this happening. But I want to make sure that I, and hopefully all of you, do find ways to diversify everybody who is contributing to your channel. So like I said, if you can, follow on Twitch, follow on Kick. I would be greatly appreciated. And I might find a way to do some sort of membership stuff outside of YouTube, like through my website. Because Squarespace gives you the ability to do that, to have your own like memberships there. I know people do Patreon. I'm like, there's only so many apps I can be on, so many pages I can be on. But I know there are people who do Patreons. People pay for Discord things. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but it makes sense. Like in a way, it's good that you can diversify how you're doing it. But at the end of the day, YouTube is the biggest platform. Like I said, love YouTube. I'm on YouTube. YouTube is my most watched app on my phone. So I love it. I consume it, even though they take a huge cut of the revenue stream of the memberships, whatever, because I appreciate the app that much. But it's just crazy to think that you could just wake up and they're just demonetized, and there's no, this is the reason specifically why. They'll give you the overall like reason, like the chapter 5, like of the reasons to be demonetized. Chapter 5, repurpose. Great, but what video? Like what kind? Tell me. Just tell me. The other, I lost my chain of thought there. Oh, in the appeals, right? When you're doing the appeal for demonetization, and it tells you the overall reason, they'll tell you like do's and don'ts. And one of them essentially is like, it's okay to do like reaction videos, but you just can't repurpose. So I'm like, fine. Back in the day, we used to do tons of trailer reactions, TV show intro reactions, to classic shows and things like that. And we will get various copyright claims, but never any strikes. Nothing was ever like that egregious. So I'm like, you guys encourage us to do reactions. So if I'm being penalized for a previous reaction where I am talking over it, I'm not, again, I'll use Ghostbusters, right? Because everything these days for us on the channel is Ghostbusters. I'm not showing the intro of Ghostbusters labeled like the intro to Ghostbusters without me like talking over it, or like embedded in like a 3-hour show, where we're talking about other things. Like it's weird. And I think it's a lot of like bot stuff. Like I think their system did whatever to say, we detect based on these algorithm things that they're breaking the rules over there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, in the meantime, I would appreciate the follows on the other platforms, especially if you happen to use those on a regular basis. But I don't want to stop here on YouTube as well. Definitely don't. T3 here. Yeah, YouTube has been screwing my channel as of late. Went from over 12,000 hours watched down to 3,249 hours watched in 3 weeks. Yeah, Dre with a dreaded YouTube algorithm. And good morning to all of you. I saw all of you there. Of course, there's a bot over at Twitch right now. Josh says I may fall asleep. Just finished 12 hours of work, but hello nonetheless. Appreciate that. I know JB was there. Rolando's there. Aaron Waller's there. So good to see all of you. Appreciate all of you. And thanks for sticking with us. So I'll try to put on a happy face. Like I said, getting married in 30 days. Pumped for that. New York Comic Con is on Friday. I'm pumped for that. And I'm not going to let this demonetization like ruin the week, ruin the next month. Whatever happens at this point happens. And if we get demonetized, like fully, if they reject my appeal for us being demonetized, I don't care. I'll just freaking go all out. Like I'll do like what Seth is doing. I'll use like regular music because who cares? Do all the trailer reactions, just go all in, at that point. But I don't want to go that route. I'm trying to follow the rules. I love supporting other creators by joining their channel memberships, and I appreciate all of you who have joined ours. So I wanna play baseball. I wanna play ball. I wanna like follow the rules. I wanna be in the system. But YouTube, you gotta work with us. You gotta work with us and not. You have to understand that, again, to my channel, it's whatever. But if I was a bigger channel, like if I broke like 20,000 subscribers and was pulling in a couple thousand a month, that would 30 days out from a wedding, randomly demonetized. Yo, that would do some damage. Mentally, that would do some real damage. And thanks, Dre, appreciate it. And you're welcome, T3. Yeah. I love supporting all of you who support me. And there are those out there who I support who don't support me, and that's fine too. I might get unhinged for a second. I've been debating that. I've been debating the whole being like donating, being part of memberships to channels that like don't like see you. I've been really debating that. And this is going to sound like petty. I understand. But I feel like for those who say I'm going to allocate X amount of dollars per month to your channel, you should like support them back, I guess. If they have memberships, if they do live shows, if they have merch. I feel like I've done that for everybody here. If I have not done so, by all means, call me out. But I think everybody who's a member here on Nerd Affiliated, I have supported, continue to support, that kind of thing. So I don't view it as like owed memberships to me. I would love to give back to those who support me as well. All right. I'm done rambling on that. Let's quickly cover some news. All right, here at the page. I'll be honest. I think the Anthony Mackie video might be the one that did it. I think that might be the one that did it. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to play it here. But something tells me that video is what caused the issue. Now, if you don't know, you can head over to the Instagram page and watch the video. I have it on my YouTube as well. It's still there. It's got almost 10,000 views on it. Again, I'm showing somebody else's video. I'm not like trying to pawn it off as mine. In the video, Anthony Mackie is at whatever event, and what is not shown on screen is a kid walks up to Anthony Mackie and asks him for a picture. He says no. The kid goes back. The grandmother then walks over, and somebody else goes over with her. And obviously, they're about to do some stuff for clout. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They go over to Anthony Mackie, and being recorded without his knowledge, they say, "Can my son get a picture, or my grandson get a picture with you?" He says, "Absolutely not." Or sorry, he says no. And she goes, "Oh, okay. So are you sure? Are you absolutely sure, or whatever, that you will not take a picture with my grandson?" And he goes, "Absolutely not." Okay, thank you. He pulls a hit from his vape and notices he's being recorded, and time goes on. All right. I have a lot of feelings on that video, and I shared it, and it was interesting to read everybody's like reactions to it, their thoughts to it. The overall idea fell into two buckets. One, don't ask the question if you won't accept the answer of no. That was the first one. Two, these are people. Like, he's not an action figure, so respect the guy, although he has accepted the mantle of Captain America, respect his space. So people more so than not tend to, in the comments of the video, lean on Anthony Mackie's side. He's also seems to be intoxicated. He's enjoying himself. While I see those points, I disagree. I disagree 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000%. This is one hell of an episode, I'll tell you that. As in the last couple of years, race relations has been a very strong, very heated topic in the world. And it came out of, 2020. We had the George Floyd stuff. You had a whole bunch of other things going on. And people were like, the rules for me don't apply the same way they apply for you. Like, again, very heated conversations. Despite what the organization did, the name like Black Lives Matter became a heated topic. A lot of racial tension has existed. Well, since the country started, but in the last couple of years in social media, like, racial tension has been a real thing. And something that has been a part of that in the nerd space is representation on film, in cartoons, etc. A lot of people feel like representation is either like well-deserved, well-earned, etc. Others are like, you're doing clickbait. You're putting people of color, you're putting women in there, you're race swapping, gender swapping for a buck. Like, people are falling in one of two sides here. When it comes to a child, I feel like a kid does not fall into either of those. I feel like a kid is like, oh my God, that is my hero. Like, that is blank. And going up to that hero in real life and seeing them in real life is a big deal. Is a huge deal. The rules, to me, are different if you are a person of color, if you are a woman, if you are somebody outside the norm, who a child comes up that I don't care how drunk you are, I don't care what you're doing. That if that kid walks up to you and calls you the name of the character, that you mean something to that kid. If a kid walked up to me and I took over the roles as Captain America, I'm Sam Wilson. And despite all the hate I get online, despite all the shitty comments, all the wisecracks and the digs at a Comic-Con, if a black child walks up to me and says, Captain America, can I get your picture? All of you that I may be talking to, all the drama I have in my life, paused. The pause button is hit, and we're taking that picture. We are taking that picture because this means something to you, and it means something different than the next person. It does. It absolutely does. Now, I hear the argument, oh, he was drunk, he was whatever. I hear it. It doesn't matter. The second you go to Disney, you go to DC, and you sign on the dotted line to be a superhero, you're a superhero. Done. If it's an adult You know, like I remember I went and I've seen in Union Square years ago. I've seen Hayden Christensen, I've seen Kevin Bacon, I've seen Martin Scorsese, I've seen Natalie Portman. I've asked them all for pictures, and the only one that ever said no was Natalie Portman, and that was before V for Vendetta. Shaved her head. I was like, holy shit, it's Natalie Portman. And I went up to ask for a picture. She said no, and I was like, all right, I'm a grown adult. I'm a grown ass adult. Tell me no, I gotta deal with it. Move on with my day. But a kid, like if a kid walked up to her, I bet you she would have said yes. It's probably a stretch, but she probably would have said yes. And because you signed up to play a Star Wars princess, like you're Princess Amidala, Senator Amidala, whatever you may be. And wrestlers have the same rules. Oh my God, Hulk Hogan. Oh my God, John Cena. Like, they don't see you as whatever your real name is. Like you're that person to that kid. You gotta take the picture. You gotta do it. And I remember one other comment was like, he's not your action figure. Like, he's a person. To another adult, yes. To a kid, here's the thing. They said grandson could have been 16. In which case, my whole rebuttal is wrong. But if it was a child, if we're talking sub, I don't know, 12? You think 12 is fair? Under the age of 12, you got to take a picture. That's what you signed up for. That is, you go to Disney, you sign on a dotted line. That is what you signed up for. End of story. So, to me, Anthony's in the wrong here. If I'm doing damage control, I would find a way to reach out to that family and send him a video or whatever. Make an apology. As cheesy as it sounds, people would be like, yeah, awesome. You did it, Captain America. You did it. But otherwise, you can't do this. And I was combing YouTube. I was going to make a whole thing about it. I stopped myself of him being rude to other people at various times. So it might be a thing with Anthony Mackie. It might be a thing. But at the end of the day, if a kid that looks like you comes up to you, please, can I have a picture of Captain America? You got to do it. Sorry. Scumbag move. What's up, LeBron? Good to see you. Dre says a child needs to see themselves in the hero they see. Yep. Hi, LeBron. I think I said that already, but just in case I didn't. Sal says, look, if we rolled up on him, I get it, but it's a kid regardless. Exactly. Orlando's still in bed. Dre says I was in Collision for AEW in Greensboro back in late July, and Hobbs came across the barricade to take a picture with my little boy, and that was a cool moment. Yeah. Anthony and House, good to see you. You got to do it. You know, like, I remember seeing James Gandolfini in Central Park, and I asked him if he could take a picture with my friend. And he had the shittiest smirk on his face. It was just like, and I was like, no, man. In my head, I didn't tell him to his face, but in my head, I was like, dude, you're walking in Central Park with like a tracksuit on, a gold chain, no sunglasses, no hat. You look like the guy. You even look like the character right now in real life. People are going to stop you. Like, you know it's going to happen. You just got to take it. But if he said no, I would have been fine with it. Because we were both like, 19 at the time, 20 maybe. All right. Have a good day. Huge fan. Thanks. But in this case, if you play a superhero on screen, same rules do not apply. All right. I'll fly through a couple of things, and then I'm going to call it an episode. I feel like it's been a very depressing episode. But alas, here we are. Here we are. Like I said, the Comic-Con series is coming to an end, so make sure you guys follow for that. Anthony's video is dropping tomorrow. We got these dope Spiderman Adidas sneakers coming out October 20th. I think I may have to go for it. LeBron, I swear to God. Get out of here, kid. You've ruined it. You have ruined Liquid Death for me. You'll forever be my enemy. Speaking of the enemy, we have Ezra Miller. So Hot Toys, yeah. Great head sculpt. Looks just like him. Sorry, looks just like them. So Hot Toys has always been an interesting company to me because they release figures not even in the same calendar year as the property they're releasing something for. They just drop whenever they feel like it. But the quality is so good, people don't care. They're like, just get me a Hot Toy. Like, people will see a character on screen and then at that point be like, I need that Hot Toy. And they're fine buying it 2, 3, 5 years later. Hell, I'm buying the Batman Hot Toy. What is that, 30 years later from when the movie came out? But Hot Toys, you know, they're like another level. The reveal of this Ezra Miller this week, I feel like L. L. You know, you guys know how I feel about the movie. You know, I liked it. But the movie's done. The franchise is done. Like, once the movie dropped, we all agreed, unofficially, silently, words did not have to be said, but we all agreed that we were all moving on from Ezra Miller. Anything. It's done. It's over. But Hot Toys is like, yeah, but we worked on this really cool figure. Publish. And yeah. I don't think it's going to sell. I think they should have just pulled it, taken the loss. Why not? You know, maybe you release just the mask versions. You know, you don't do a maskless thing. But it's just there was no reason for it. Sorry. No reason for it. All right. The last thing. So we are doing our weekly Haslab follow-ups here. Going into October, we saw it jumped just over 300 backers to 5,476. 1 week later, 5,611. 2 weeks left. I will still maintain, I think Giant Man will back. For some odd reason, there are a lot of people who continue to wait until the last moment to choose to back something. I don't know why. That's just how they roll. You do you. But it's going to be close. I say it's going to be close. I don't think we're going to get any of those tiers. None of them. Because what do you need? 12,000 and 14,000 to get the zombie and the scroll respectively. So I don't think that many people are waiting on the sideline. I was wrong about the ghosts. You know, I was wrong about the ghosts. I said it wouldn't get all the tiers, and it did. I was not wrong about Cat Slayer. it backed, but did not unlock all the tiers. So we'll see. We will see where Giant Man ends up in 2 weeks. I'm hoping to see Giant Man at Comic-Con. I'm hoping to see him at Comic-Con. In a way, I'm hoping that similar to the Nitro stage, similar to Cat's Lair, from what everybody said who did reviews or first looks, I'm hoping that seeing it in person is... Hang on. Sorry, congested. I'm hoping that seeing it in person makes a big difference. I'm hoping that seeing it, I'm like, oh wow, that is worth $200. But highly doubt it. As I mentioned when they announced it, I want to back this for the sake of, like, yes, get me more affordable Haslabs, even though it's a character I don't want. But we'll say. Stay hydrated. I am drinking water out of my repurposed Nerd Buster coffee cup, water cup, sippy cup. Little ASMR for you guys. But we'll see. I think all of you are not backing it. If I remember everybody's reaction that's in the chat, pretty sure you guys are not backing it, and I get it. Like I said, it's a safe bet type of Haslab, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening there. All right. I think that's it. The other things I had on here that I don't have sources for because I was busy fighting for my life. The Disney VFX team joins the Marvel VFX team in being unionized. So shout out to them. Toys R Us opening up, I think it was like 24 new stores. So that's a pretty big deal. We'll see where that goes. Oh, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do one last thing. I will do one last thing. Where is this stupid? Here we go. Here we go. Hasbro, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. Last week, Hasbro announced the Black Series Holo. What are they called? The Holocom. They don't have it here. It's like the Holocom series figures or some silliness. Essentially a hologram looking figure that comes on a puck. So it with the bounty on it, the name, like what they did with Mandalorian, like this is my bounty, this is who I'm looking for, that kind of thing. This is hilarious. Dre, you backed it. You were all against it. You backed it? Wow. Definitely type in there why you did it. This idea, and it's funny, I was listening to Yukon Phil on his new Wednesday show talk about it, and I was talking out loud, and then he's addressing things, and I'm like, oh, are we talking to each other right now? I was on a walk. But when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, this would be great for cosplay. You have if you dress up as a Mandalorian, you'll have your puck, you'll have different figures on it. They light up, so you could, be like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter. $35. $35 for this thing. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think Hasbro, what you should have done with this series is you make these non-posable statues, right? So a 6-inch figure in a pose, translucent, comes on the puck exactly like this. You get this exactly. Get rid of the posability. Sell it for, I don't know, $15 with no batteries in them. You make me buy the battery. And you throw it in your Halloween section. Just toss it in there. Done deal. That's where it belongs. It belongs in here because that's what it's going to be used for. But $35. Like, who... Was it Yukon Phil that said it? That Star Wars is like the weakest team over at Hasbro? I don't know who... I don't know. I don't know who who's making these calls. Who's making these decisions. But that sucks. That sucks. T3 says they did hollow figures back in the Power of the Force days, and the light melted the figures. Wow. It's just dumb. Like I get it. You have molds you need to reuse. You know, I'm fine, but bro, $35. You're trying to charge me more money for a mold you're not getting use out of. No. The Mando figure, of course, you're getting money out of that. You telling me that Han Solo, though, you're getting money on that mold? No. You're not. So, yeah. Terrible idea. Rex from MW is making a base for me if this backs. Wow. There you go. So you're one of the 200 that backed it from last week. Rambling says, I don't see paying all that for unpainted figure. Yeah. Unpainted, it just comes with a puck and a light. So terrible. Terrible. But, you know, Hasbro going to Hasbro. They do so well and then so bad, all in like the same span of time. I don't get it. But that's the show. That's man. What a day. What a day. As I mentioned, as I knock paint over, Comic-Con is this week. New York Comic-Con's this week. It's going to be fun. Wedding is 30 days from now. It's going to be fun. And this YouTube demonetization is not going to ruin that for any of us. That's what I'll say. Hey Archer Live every Thursday except this Thursday. Wow. Oh my God. I got to figure out a time to do Hey Archer Live this week. Maybe it's on the road. I don't know. But Comic-Con is on Friday. So I'll just do the plug as though it's not this Friday. Hey Archer Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish here on Nerd Affiliated. We have Nerdy Coffee. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, you're stuck with this guy. Anthony's latest Ghostbuster cosplay video drops tomorrow. Actually, I'll just drop it today. No, tomorrow. It's currently live for members, but I don't think members can view it because they demonetized my channel. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that comes back. There might be a bonus Ghostbuster video this week. Not sure. Either way, we'll be at Comic-Con Friday. If you're going to be there, come look for us. We'll have some Nerdbuster patches that we'll be selling. So if you want one, it's a New York Comic-Con exclusive. Unlike Hasbro, we'll have the goods in person. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to me on Twitch. Subscribe on Kick. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. The devil won't steal my joy. We're out of here. Wrong button. You know, I'm going to hit the button.